Hey, Aquarius. How you guys doing? I'm getting my computer set up here. Sorry about that. Thought I was all set up, but I guess I wasn't. Welcome, welcome. For those of you guys that are brand new, my name is Patty, and I'm here to do your intuitive tarot from the 19th to the 25th. Now, for those that are new, I do mix my tarot intuitiveness with astrology and numerology. We did get done with a new moon. We're headed toward a full moon on the 28th. So we're right in the middle of things changing. However, you really want to watch those new moon energies. So I do have a video out for those new moon that brings it up to the new moon. So if you haven't seen that, please go back and watch that, because it will help you with your challenges, your struggles, and everything, and understanding what's really going on out there. The intuitiveness is actually from the other side. It is either the diviner who he allows to send through. So that's wisdom from the other side about maybe what's going on with you, your struggles, your challenges, and all that kind of stuff. So let's get started. No other announcements, guys. Just really struggling still with this knee replacement healing. Driving me crazy. So we're going to be getting started here. So the first three oracles, for those of you who are new, I'm pulling three oracles. They're not the same as tarot cards, but they are sort of a theme-based kind of card. And then we'll move to the tarot cards. So the first card is the Divine's message from what he wants you to focus in on, possibly. Maybe there's a question you had, a challenge, or something of that nature. And then the second card is the current energy for the week. Third card is the future energy. Now, it is for a couple of months. I'm going to say through July. If you watch the new moon video, you're going to see even the planets were saying that these energies forward are for a couple of months. So I'm glad to be at least right on about my energies and what the divine is sharing with me. So a couple of months. So really pay attention to those future energies, sort of keep them on the back burner, because those are going to be really important as we go through this next shift. All right, from the new moon to the full moon. So we've got some really good energies coming up, guys. Oh my goodness, this is almost a repeat from last week for one of the signs. Wow. So if I'm repeating myself, this isn't me. This is the universe and the divine sharing this. So if you didn't get the message last week and this is yours again this week, this is message number 2. So remember, I say when the divine and the other side is giving you a message and consistency of 1, 2, and 3, maybe 4, it's like, hey, we're trying to get your attention. Pay attention to what we're trying to do. We're trying to give you something to do something. Anyway, something. So the divine's energy here is the earth fairy. So the earth fairy is about, let me turn my phone off. Keep getting messages. The earth fairy is about physical health, your foundations, and your grounding. Okay, so it is also the number 9. So for whatever the reason is, the other side, divine, wants you to focus in on your grounding and your foundations right now, where they're coming from, what they're doing, how they're going, that kind of a thing, and make sure that they're a good, solid foundation. The reason why I think this is where he wants you to go is because it's the number 9, extremely intense. So really focus in on that. Really maybe put that at the priority of your forefront. Am I being grounded, or am I flying off the handle, or are my emotions going all over the place? Something just said something about emotions. I could see somebody getting angry and flying off the handle. So really pay attention, because those are key elements to why we're doing. So if we start flying off the handle, all of a sudden get real irritable, maybe have a panic attack or those kind of things. This is there's a problem with our grounding and our foundation. So that's number 1. Okay, so our current energy for this oracle is power and strength, the dragon, and that's the number 6. The number 6, of course, is about our harmony improvement. So these two cards go together and get together. It does take a lot of power and strength. Now, where does power come from? Courage. You know why? Because that is something inner side we already have. But courage is fear. So we have to face the fear, and therefore we have to have the courage to confront it. So I just had a gentleman, I'm in the leather business, right? So I'm a leathersmith. There's lots of leathersmiths that we talk to and that kind of a thing. And this poor gentleman's full-time helper walked out, knew that he was going to go do an errand, he walked out, and then the dude walked out, full-time helper, and texted him, I'm not coming back. What, I don't know the scenario. However, that has to be very poor grounding on that part, not to be able to say to him, hey, you know what, I'm quitting today and I just want to get my paycheck. This is just not working out for me, rather than just text him 20 minutes after he leaves and says, I'm done. So, with that is actually poor sort of grounding, and fear has allowed him to control him rather than having the courage and standing up and doing it face to face. So fear really controls a lot of people. And that here is the power and strength within to break that, because where does that go? Your future energy. I can't remember what sign this was last week, but the goblin, the wounded ego, that's number 4. So once we get the courage, now the goblin, and a lot of that ego is not only from fear, insecurities, we get that from poor, maybe trauma in the past. We get egos, ugly egos is what I'm talking about, those shadow works that we really, really need to focus in on, because the number 4 is all about growing stability, growing that foundation, growing that grounding. Okay, we want to grow that. So these two definitely go side by side, because the number 6 is all about harmony and improvement. So we want to create some type of harmony, which starts with your foundation. So the reason why the foundation is really important, thank you. So he's saying you have to start with me. Okay, so that's not me saying that. He's saying that. It doesn't have to start with me. I'm just in the same boat as you guys. But what he's saying is you have to start with my energy, my spirit energy, my universe energy, whatever you believe in, astrology, the divine, Allah, God, whatever. It has to start with me. That's where the grounding and foundation has to come. Because, thank you. So he's saying, because I am love and truth. And from there, it's easy. That's what he said. I don't think it's easy. So I don't know who's on the other side saying this, but I do know Divine shares that with me a lot, because the thing is that we either work our life through love or we work it through fear. Again, then we have to have the courage to face whatever we do, to right or wrong, whatever it is. You need to right that wrong. That takes courage and strength and power within to be able to say, hey, I'm sorry, I screwed up. A lot of people can't do that. So I don't know if that's you or if that's somebody coming towards you. I don't know if that is, somebody in your family, somebody in your co-worker circle, if it's in your friendships. I'm not quite sure who that is, whether it's coming towards you or it's you. But a lot of us have, I will say, a lot of us have this grounding and foundation. We go through it, even as an empath. I go through that a lot, because sometimes we get caught up. The planets are saying, if you watch this new moon transition into the full moon energy, we are talking about, our world is going so flipping fast. And it's saying slow down, because a lot of the times when we get going and going and going, we forget our grounding. We forget to breathe. We forget to step outside and smell the fresh air, the spring air right now. There is a difference in the air. We forget to do those things. And then we begin to juggle things again, really, really not effectively. That's your first card out. The 2 of Pentacles. Now, the 2 of Pentacles is trying to be stable in an unstable world. Put it that way. And then you've got the Knight of Swords. The Knight of Swords is coming into that energy. So it's like saying, slow it down, because it's coming fast. The new moon was in Aries, then it moved into Taurus. And Aries is very fast energy. Very spontaneous. Let's do it. Let's get it done. And that energy is still continuing. So this could be a really uncomfortable time for somebody here. really uncomfortable because you're having to get out of the box. You're having to get out of your box. You're having to look at things from a different perspective. Yes, definitely. You, I can't make this up. The hermit, you're looking at something in a different perspective, and you're having to look at the whole picture. So you're looking at the whole picture, but it's sort of like, you've got a circle, but you've got a bullseye, or think of a target, you got a circle and you got that bullseye in the center. You have to pay attention to what is going around you. That world is moving super, super fast, but you be the dot in the middle and stand still. Does that make sense to somebody? I hope so, because I don't know where that picture came from. Again, the divine does downloads, and I just saw that picture. And we have to learn to stop for a minute, take a breath, because when we begin to start moving too fast, we forget who we are. All right. So we don't want to forget who we are. Yeah. The goblin, they keep having me stare at the goblin. And the goblin is, again, our shadow work. Okay. The goblin is, I don't know what it is, whatever it is, a secret, whatever insecurity, whatever you have within yourself that you're not comfortable with, that you don't want to share, those kind of things. That is what he's talking about. If you release that energy, whoever that is, and I'm going to say to some, because some people are like, what is she talking about? If you have, for example, a low vibration or a negative energy within you, or you allow that to continue to happen rather than reversing it to a positive energy, a high vibrational energy, that's where the struggle is that we stay stuck then in that negative, low vibrational energy. And this is where I think the divine is saying, hey, I didn't make you that way. Hey, Lena, welcome. I didn't make you that way. This is a time to turn it. And I'm going to tell you right now, the planets are talking about this too. The planets and the energies in that are talking about that, bringing that new moon energy. We're halfway through that. But the thing is, this is an energy where we need to really focus in on creating a more uplifting energy, a more positive energy, because remember, energy, a lot of things run on frequencies. Anything that you can't see runs on a frequency, and that is what energy is about. All right. And that energy is to grow you to a more positive, higher self, to go to your spiritual self, and that kind of a thing. So really pay attention this week about everything that is happening around you. Me, I like to make notes. I like to make a note. I like to see how much I grow. I like to see what happens, and in a year's time, all the changes. And because this is a new venture for somebody, this is a new give and take kind of a thing. This is going to be an adventure for somebody. They're grounding. Okay, for somebody, thank you. For somebody, their grounding and foundation is in giving. They love to give. They love to give. They love to give. But sometimes it's really hard to receive it. For somebody else's grounding, they love to take. That's a lower vibrational energy that is pretty much maybe going to reverse and change, because taking brings in energy from somebody else. We need to also be giving positive energy back to somebody else. That's why when I talk about hugging, we talk about hugging. Be careful who you hug, because if your energies are really up and somebody is really down, maybe they lost a loved one, maybe they lost their job, maybe they're just having a really hard time. If you do not create that bubble around them, be around yourself before you hug them, you will absorb that energy and it will begin to bring you down to a lower vibration. So be really, really mindful this week who you bring in to your energy circle, your aura, because it depends on your energy, how far your aura runs off. Okay, so this is going to be power and strength for somebody here. This is your current energy this week, right? So this is going to be really hard for somebody to learn how to grow that bubble around them, and make sure that everything that you do is give with love and no expectations back. And then when something comes in, make sure that if somebody gives you something, that it's high vibrational, high energies. Because if you take something in that's low vibration, low energies, you will bring that energy to yourself as well. You don't want that. You don't want that. You can politely deny or say, it's okay, thank you, you don't have to do that. But if they're really sincere about it, they're really heartfelt about it, you can actually just make sure that you have that bubble around you so that those negative energies don't come into you. All right. I know that's sort of hard and complicated. I don't know why they brought this in, because that's sort of a complicated energy and topic. And that's more empathic, like I do. I have to be really careful of the energies I let in, or how long I talk to somebody, even on the phone or Skyping if I am coaching, because those energies do come through. Okay. So you really have to be mindful. So for this person, though, there is somebody out there with physical health, because the Earth Fairy is about physical health as well. We really need to pay attention to that. The planets and the energies and the universe energies are saying the same thing. They've said it now for 2 months. We really need to pay attention to our physical health. And I'm in it. I mean, I have hormone imbalance kind of stuff. So when I was bodybuilding, yeah, I was down to nice weights. But as soon as I stop exercising or anything, it's just I balloon up because my hormones are off. But the thing is that it's really important to stay at a weight that is comfortable, and that is healthy for you, and also that you exercise. And exercise is just movement. So if somebody's health is being challenged right at this moment, and you're trying to do too many things at one time, this energy is not the same energy. This is a second energy that's coming in. So somebody's health is being challenged, and somebody's done this yo-yo diet stuff. It doesn't work, guys. I mean, I have a nutrition background and fitness background. And that yo-yo diet doesn't work. These new fads that are coming out are just driving me nuts. Driving me nuts. Now, keto, that is all right. A lot of people are saying, well, what about keto? What about keto? Well, keto is really, really hard on your kidneys. If you do it for a very, very long time, you can do it. However, you have to be really, really knowledgeable in nutrition for an extended amount of time, because it's like a high protein diet. You are really taxing your kidneys and your liver. So you have to have a balanced diet, but you also have to have like a lot of greens, a lot of veggies. I actually have a couple of supplements I add. They're powders, and they're all antioxidants. Because I don't get enough. I know the way that I eat, I don't get enough, and it boosts my energy. But these high calorie, high caffeinated drinks like Red Bull and all these things are really bad for you guys. Really bad. Going to give you heart palpitations, going to cause you problems. So for health, for somebody out there, you can always email me if you have health questions, fitness questions. That's why if you go on the website, there's a lot of things that you can do. If you want to have like a diet plan, exercise plan, that kind of thing, I will do those for you. And this is not to toot my horn. I don't care if you do that or not. I just want you to get healthy, but also understand what you're putting into your body. Read those labels. Read those labels. And I'll tell you what, I used to do labels for companies, and those labels lie like no tomorrow. All right. And the reason why they lie is because they will say, oh, it doesn't have any sugar in it. So they'll put sugar at the last ingredient, but it has sugar in it. Lots of things they do. It's ridiculous. So, all right. So get your nutrition, get your exercise. Even if you don't want to go to the gym, get outside and walk. Summer's coming. Oh, it's beautiful. Get out and do some hiking. Get out and do some swimming. Just get out and walk, move. Get that heart rate up a little bit. That's the key thing. Get your heart rate up. Okay, that's all I'm going to say about that. If you want to know more about nutrition and fitness, because it is affecting somebody's health right now as we speak, the overweightness, the way that you're eating and the way that you're not working out, that is causing some health problems for somebody. Okay, so this is something to also learn to get a new grounding and a new foundation for somebody here. All right, we got a third energy here, guys. Woo! So we've had somebody in, and hopefully I'm not doing it, but this is really this is a time. This is definitely is going to be needed. So we have the Three of Swords. We have the Death card, and we have the Moon. So putting these three together, so acknowledging that there is a painful situation that is ending because of things that you have no idea about. Now, if this is you, it's just because you don't have all the facts that something is ending. It could be a job, it could be work, it could be a friendship, it could be whatever. But a lot of the times when something ends, that is actually a blessing. Because what we cannot see, the divine and the others on the other side can see it. We can't see it. And they're doing it for a reason that we will never understand until maybe later. I don't know how many times the divine has ended things in my life and I've cried my eyeballs out. And I'm like, I don't understand it. I understand that you can see everything, but why? Why did you even bring it into my life in the first place if you're just going to take it away? Because there was a lesson in it. And I'm going to tell you right now, there is a lesson in this. So whatever is going on in your life right at this moment, I don't know if it has ended or is coming to an end. But also, too, this could change around. No, he's saying no. Okay. It's not changing. I wanted to put a twist on it, and he's like, nope. I was like, okay. So something is ending. But do not look at this as, do acknowledge that it's ending. Yes, it's going to be hurtful for a second. But just say, you know what? Okay, you know and can see more than I can see. So I am going to trust in you and give you the power and the strength to allow that to happen. And I'm going to learn from this. What is it that I need to learn? All right. I can do that in a little bit, Lena. Let me see if I have time at the end for that. Yeah, you bet. The thing is that this is something that is extremely painful for somebody. All right. So definitely, again, we need to work on our wounded human ego. This is a healing process. This is our future energy. And this is probably several people. There's a lot of healing that needs to be done for ourselves before we can actually see. I had somebody say, yeah, you know what? My counselor told me I'm really angry and that I'm holding back my own opportunities. And I'm like, and that person is extremely sensitive. So I had to be really mindful in how to say that because I'm very blunt. And so I got to be really careful with that because when the story gets to the point where that it's the same old story in repetition and repetition and repetition. Again, the grounding and the foundation is broken. It is so cracked that the person cannot see it. It's like a house foundation that has just broken and the house is sitting there sort of tilted and they can't see it. And when you can't see it, how can you fix it? So I had to be really careful with that person and say, well, anger does hold you back from opportunities. And they're like, well, I don't see how it can. I do not see how it can. And I'm like, well, you have to look where the anger starts. Because if you cannot get back to where the anger is started, then you cannot heal that anger. And you will keep that pattern going over and over and over again. So if you keep getting into broken relationships, or the conversation and the fights are the same thing over, and that pattern's broken, nothing's working. That wheel is just going around and around, and pretty soon it's going to split. Boom, that wheel's going to break and you're going to separate. because you're not paying attention to the healing that you need to do. So then this thing that was unseen is always going to be unseen. It's like, well, I never got an answer. I never got closure. You don't need closure. You just need to know what I needed to do better in the relationship, what I needed to do better in my job, what I need to do better in school. A lot of the times we get poor tests because we don't study, or we're studying incorrectly. So we don't get it. And then we keep getting low grades and low grades. So we need to get a tutor. We need to get something to help us work through it. So then we don't have to do these same repeat cycles and cycles and cycles again. That's for somebody. I don't know who that's for. All right. Holy Toledo. Okay, let me see here. So we got three energies here. Complete different energies. We got the person that needs some help with getting their foundation and their grounding and their physical health and their exercise. We got a person that seems to keep juggling things, that needs to actually look at the whole picture and hone in on, definitely hone in on what they need for themselves. There goes, the world's going too fast and you need to sit still for a minute and recalculate everything that you need to do. You need to refocus and get your grounding and foundation back. Okay, and that third person's going through a bunch of pain, that ending of something. Actually, the ending, look at these two cards that come back to back. That ending is that we are going to be victorious at the end of it. And we're going to figure it out, and we're going to do it. We've done it on our own. People are watching. You're going to change your attitude, this poor attitude of, woe is me kind of a thing. That is going to end. And then you are going to actually rise above into your next spiritual level. All right. Because the foundation's broken. This is the stability. This is somebody's focusing in way too much, spending way too much energy on whatever this is. Whatever you've been heard about, you need to, thank you. So what you need to do is, somebody who's so focused in on the pain of something, they're unhappy with themselves, let alone the world probably. However, whoever this is, they need to understand that you need to step away from it, begin to live life, find your happy spot, and start and keep moving forward, because you can't move on from that. I don't know who this is for, and I don't know if I'm making sense, because it's like, okay, somebody who grieves, there's no time for grieving. I mean, there's no time limit. People used to tell me when my brother's murdered, oh, we'll get over it, It's been a year, it's been 2 years. It's like, you haven't lost a sibling. You haven't lost a sibling to murder. You haven't lost a sibling and walked in my shoes of all the trauma and everything that I've gone through. So grief has no time limit. And understand that grief might be losing a loved one through death, might be losing a relationship, might be losing a family member, just maybe your family member is not growing up. Grief could be losing a job. Grief could be even your through the pandemic, things got canceled, a wedding got canceled, a vacation got canceled, those kind of things. That grief work that you cannot see is for that individual and divine only. So I don't know who this is for, but if you stay in the grief, you cannot live. You can't even survive. Then you begin to have this wounded ego, and that begins to change your mind process into a downward spiral rather than an upward spiral. Does that make sense? Because here we have, remember I said things are moving too fast and you're trying to do too much. This is where the grounding gets all messed up. This is your first card. This is your last card, guys. This is your first card, last card. So slow the train down. Don't slow it to a stop, but slow it down, because we got the Aries energy just wanting to go, whoo. We just want to just go. But if we do that, then sometimes we make poor choices, and that throws our grounding completely off. Okay. So you got to understand that if whatever choices you're making, you have to pay attention, analyze, look at everything that you're doing, because you're throwing everything off. If you don't do that and you make an impulsive decision, impulsive, no matter how hard it is, hold back, because you need to see what the divine's got working behind the scenes. You can't see it. You can't see it. All right. So I'm going to pick the universe cards before we go. Definitely. Oh my gosh, Lena, I'm so sorry. Wow. My brother was 26 when he lost his life. You know, that is so, so hard. I can't even imagine. My mom lost two girls, one at the age of 1, one at the age of 2, and then my baby brother was 26 as a taxi cab driver in Florida. So I am so, so sorry. It will affect you a lot, and you know, be patient with your healing, your grief work. Yeah, well, you know, this is a good healing time for you. This is a time to reflect on yourself. I'm getting goosebumps here. So this is a time for you to reflect on yourself and heal yourself first. And your husband will see the difference. Your husband will definitely, definitely see the difference because you've taken the time to heal yourself. And then that energy, that healing energy will be able to, it's sort of like people that get pregnant. It's like they got this shine about them. Oh, you know, I would say that you're pregnant because you got this shine. Well, I am. You know, it's sort of like that. When you begin to do your healing, it comes through. It's like when my brother was murdered, everybody was like, well, you're going to find the killer. You know, yeah, you want to find the killer, but, you know, revenge was never even a thought in my head. People are like, aren't you going to go get him, get revenge? No, because the divine said, let me handle this. But I did love my brother enough to keep following with the case, but I also talked to my brother. He came through in death. So I know that he's fine. I know that he's where he should be. And he does not. He even said, do not remember me the horrible way of my death. Remember me in my life. Hi, bro. I'm going to start crying because I got goosebumps. He's here. Remember them in their life, not the way they died. They will be, there's no sorrow where they are, but they do not want to see us in sorrow. Okay. They do not want to see us in sorrow. So if you've had a loved one out there from the other side, literally from the other side, from my mother, I've talked to my mother on the other side. I've talked to my brother on the other side. They do not want us to live in sorrow and pain with them. They want us to celebrate them, talk about them, share the good things about them, that kind of a thing. All right. That's really a must. Yeah. Yeah, 21 years. But this, you know, this is a time to find yourself, Lena. This is really, really a time to find who you are. This is God giving you a time to really see what Lena is about, what Lena wants, what Lena desires and grows. Not put themselves into another person and lose yourself to that person. There's something going on between God and you that really, this is a time of healing, but it's a time of learning yourself. Learning who you are, because I think you've lost yourself. Anyway, so let me get back to this because we're running long. Definitely the number 4, spirit of place, going to your prayers, going to whatever that you're looking for. This is balance. This is your foundation, your grounding. Now, again, these oracles are for the planets, and it's all coming together. The number 8 is about our progress, our rewards from our progress. It's seeing the vegetables on the plants that are all now grown and ready to eat, or the flowers that are beautiful and bloomed, are rewards after all that hard work. That's where the power and strength comes in. Okay. And then we have Ride the Wave. This is, again, this energy here. You got to slow down. Take it easy. Don't work so fast. Don't move so fast. Don't be this hurry, hurry, hurry. Get it done, get it done, get it done. Say, you know, why am I hurrying so much? What is the fire? Why am I hurrying so much? You know, there shouldn't be any of that. There should be just some relaxation, to take some time. You know, when you get home, kick up your shoes, go to your man cave, go to your woman cave, take it easy. Say, you know what? This is my time, me time. All right. This is time to slow it down. That's what these energies are saying. And also work on self, because we want to stop those energies of going down. We want them to go up. Does that make sense? Energies, high vibrationals, joys, happiness, things of you're remembering of good things, things that are going to bring you a smile or bring a smile to somebody else's face. This is what's really important. Truth and love. Divine says truth and love. Absolute truth and love. All right. So this is your reading for this week, Aquarius. I hope you guys do well this week. Have a great week. Next, oh, let's see, the 25th. The next reading we'll also have a full moon reading for the next week. So go back and watch the new moon, only because those energies are playing still really strong here. And then don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Please subscribe, hit the bell, and you'll be notified when I'm on live or when I upload new videos. All right. Take care and have a great week.